Ladies and gentlemen, the following podcast is scheduled for one fall. Introducing your hosts, Kids at Heart.
Ooh, it's Friday.
Another
Hello.
live edition of your favorite wrestling show and ours,
Damn right.
Wrestle Real.
Look, guys, it's me, Chris Chamberthony Lopez. That's my boy, LA Nick Molbach, and we are the Kids at Heart.
It's me. It's LA Nick Mulback.
Oh,
gosh, it's the worst. Oh
Nick.
God.
Nick, brother, how you been, dude? You good?
I'm happy to be here. It's funny is because we obviously do our show meetings during the show. You guys love it, we know. But we were talking before the show, and our second count is about like NXT rebranding and stuff like that, or renames and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now my brain is just flooding with them. So like I am very, very excited to talk about that. Now obviously we have another segment before that. But Chris, I'm gonna throw this one out to you. Have you watched any wrestling this week?
Oh my God, have I watched any wrestling this week? That's a great question. Jeez. Oh, yeah. I watched Pete Dunne, Finn Balor from Vengeance. Take over.
Okay, what did you think? What did it deserve the 4.5 stars that our buddy Big Daddy Dave Meltzer gave it?
That's exactly what we call him, Big Daddy Dave Meltzer.
I don't know. I just came up with it. I'm sorry.
No, I mean, yeah, it's Pete Dunne and Finn Balor. They gave, of course, NXT is so good at giving wrestlers time to do what they want to do, and there's only a few matches on the card. Yeah, so I watched that. I watched Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez against my girl Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. I gotta watch Shotzi. I love Shotzi. And I watched NXT television, a little bit of it this past Wednesday.
Same.
It was
I was
Swerve.
gonna say that was gonna be my thing. I watched a little bit of NXT.
I watched Swerve and Leon Ruff and Swerve's little heel turn ski. I like that a lot. I like heel Swerve Scott, 100%.
Yeah. I guess I'm interested in where all this is going. Kushida obviously is having his moments with Gargano, and backstage, oh gosh, I keep forgetting his name.
The Bronson Reed.
Yeah, Bronson Reed comes out of nowhere and is like, I want a shot at the North American Championship. And I say that's out of nowhere because like I was talking to somebody at work and I'm like, I mean, it has to be Dexter Lumis going after the championship.
Right.
I wonder, like, a gimmick like Dexter Lumis's, where he's just kind of there and he abducts random people and eats hair and he's kind of just a strange guy. How something like that is going to translate to the main roster? I'm a bit worried about that. Like a guy like Timothy Thatcher, like they both showed up around the same time. Timothy Thatcher to me is more like a traditional style of wrestler, and maybe he has that little craziness to him. But like Dexter Lumis is going to show up like a DDP stalker or an Elias type thing where he's just drifting through the crowds before he makes his debut. Do you think that's going to hurt him at all? I don't know.
There's no way. Dexter Lumis may never even touch the main roster.
Because I like Dexter Lumis. I want him to succeed very badly.
I don't think he'll get like. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, and we'll get to that later. But getting a creeper gimmick doesn't work out anymore.
No,
like, it doesn't work out at all. It never did. It never worked. Getting the creep stalker gimmick. I hate that idea, and they did it a lot in the early WWF, WCW stuff. Like, stop being weird.
Yeah.
Why do wrestlers have to be weird? Like, I don't like their job is they go out and do these wrestling matches, but you're telling me that they gotta stalk people, or it's like I did it for the Rock and fucking Rikishi. You don't gotta know.
DDP. It's a perfect example because like they stick DDP with this just awful gimmick at first when he makes his.
Or when you make Kane, the whole Kane and the whole Katie Vick thing.
Ooh.
Like WWE has scrubbed and erased that from their history. They will never say those two words in that order ever again.
Yeah, no.
But why even do it in the first place? Someone thought that was nice.
Yeah, that was Attitude Era type stuff, wasn't it? Or no, it was afterwards, right?
It was.
That was Kane's reign of, or no, that was Triple H's reign of terror. That was.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That was post Attitude Era.
We don't like that. We don't talk about the reign of terror. That was terrible.
The reign of terror. Oh my lord! And actually, no, it's Triple H definitely had a death grip on pro wrestling for at least for WWE pro wrestling for a while. And
no doubt about
Kane was a victim. Booker T infamously was a victim.
That was my least. Well, for the reason that you're talking about, yes, but also their finish to their match where they're just both laying there for like
a whole 2 minutes goes by.
Yeah, and for wrestling fans, that is a damn eternity. I will tell you that. Like that is a long time to just have two wrestlers be lying there, and just I can't stand the Reign of Terror. I can't even really hey, I know we mention him every single episode. Wrestling with Regret, Bryan Zane. I can't even watch that episode anymore because I feel like I feel like, and speaking of Wrestling with Regret, I only watched about half of it so far. Did you know that Mr. McMahon's heel gimmick started in Memphis?
No.
Yeah, that's a factoid that I had never heard of before. I love Vince McMahon as a heel. I mean, he saved his own company by doing it. And it was just really interesting because Jerry Lawler obviously is a heel in most places and not a heel in others. So Jerry Lawler in Memphis is Stone Cold Steve Austin in the WWE. Like, he is the man out there. So it's all just kind of really interesting. I suggest you check out that video if you want.
Before we actually start the show.
Yeah.
I am eternally grateful for you showing me that wrestling flashback page on Instagram.
Okay, all right.
I love it so much.
It's great.
My Instagram feed's a bunch of garbage, and then when I get to that, it's like, ooh, I get excited. You know,
there's always something. Yeah.
I watch every single thing that they post. I think it's wrestling_flashbacks. Like it's so good. And when I was watching before I hopped on here with you, it was two different styles clashes. One from Kota Ibushi and the other one from Ricochet. And they both take it like stars. And Ricochet, remember that one he did last month, and where he took Ricochet off the ropes? Or he threw him against the ropes. He caught him, and he gave him the styles clash. It was so good, so dope. Like talk about pops in real life. In the chat of life, I popped like a motherfucker. Well, those moves are so dope.
I'm pretty sure that they posted a low key one right afterwards too.
See, and if they're did I watch that one? I might have.
Yeah, I saw that one.
The Styles Clash all day.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see Ziggler take one because he obviously is the king of selling.
Do you think Dolph Ziggler oversells
all the freaking time?
Really?
All the time.
It's not like Shawn
in a good way though. He's a showman. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, because back when Michaels was wrestling, that was what he did a lot. So I feel like there's always got to be somebody.
All the time.
Yeah, there's always got to be somebody who's overselling, and Ziggler has kind of taken that mantle of, and he doesn't do it all the time, but when he wants to, he will take a move and he will look like a Dolph Ziggler freak while doing it. I guess I don't know what I'm saying right now.
A DZ freak, brother.
A DZ freak.
The genetic freak.
But speaking of wrestlers who should be doing way better on Monday Night Raw and or SmackDown where they live, let's go into our first segment of the day.
Nick, you brought this to my attention a couple days ago, and you asked me, you said, hey, on the show, can we talk about a potential third brand for WWE? Soda in the chat,
Soda in the chat, buddy. Hey, how are you? Miss you, bud. Always love talking wrestling. And if you want to be active in the comments, like Soda is right now, make sure you drop it.
Damn right. Thank you, Soda, popping in the chat. And it does work for Ziggler, 100%. But Nick, you brought this to my attention. You wanted to talk about a third brand for WWE. So I mean,
I will gladly take this away, and it's
yeah,
a culmination of a lot of news that has come out recently. Vincent Kennedy McMahon has no idea what to do with two former NXT champions, Aleister Black and Andrade. Now, Aleister Black is an interesting case because obviously I think that we need to look at misbooking opportunities on a case by case by case by case by case, hi soda, basis.
thanks, homie.
And I think we need to look at stuff like this on a case by case basis because think about it like this: there was backstage politics coming into play with this Aleister Black thing to no level. I have a feeling, at least that's my personal opinion on it. Andrade, on the other hand, is dating Charlotte Flair. I feel like I'm not trying to be like that should give you a bump, but like I feel like I don't think that she has any say as to what goes on backstage because I don't think that a lot of wrestlers do.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. It's all so strange to me. So my question to you, Chris Anthony Lopez, is:
Yes, sir.
I understand that NXT is like a third brand, but does the WWE need a WWE CW reboot? And I'm not saying calling it that, but I'm saying like, do they need a third brand to utilize a Bo Dallas, to utilize these wrestlers because they are continuously on these signing sprees that I feel like they don't have anything for.
Now this is where things get tough because, of course, when you think of a third main roster brand, people are going to think of WWE CW.
Yes,
and we saw how that panned out.
of course.
So, I like the idea of course, like NXT being the third brand, but that's developmental. You also have to keep that in mind. So, does WWE need a third brand? No. Do I want them to have a third brand? Yes, 1,000%. Because, like what you said, there are a bunch of folks that are on these rosters that don't get any shine at all. They're sitting in catering, waiting for creative to get them something, and then that never happens. So, what I will propose is you do a show, you do a third show. You do only it has to be. There's no way to get a TV deal, at least off the bat. So it have to be on the network proper, like how NXT used to be. But you still travel with it. And since SmackDown's 2 shows, you make this show either before or after SmackDown, preferably before. And I know that's what ECW did, but if you put the proper talent onto it and you know exactly what you're doing with the show, then it should work. What do you call it? I have no idea.
Well, yeah.
Like that's something that, I mean, that's someone who knows marketing and how to do it, and how exactly that'll pan out. But you can have a lot of these mid card guys that are just floating around that have upper card potential, and you can make the show an hour long. It doesn't have to be 2 hours. You can tape it because wrestling fans are aware. We know that when shit is getting taped.
Yes.
It's not the end of the world. You pre-tape it, you put it up Saturdays or Tuesdays. I don't know what the hell you want to do with it, but you can properly make a third brand and incorporate guys like Andrade, incorporate guys like Aleister Black. But in a perfect world, if these guys are already doing their thing on Raw or on SmackDown, that's the kicker, right? That's why I say you don't need it, because I mean, just put them on the show. Andrade Cien Almas, when he first showed up in NXT, he had that damn fedora on that you had in the picture you pulled up. And I'm like, who the hell is this nerd? Like, look at that. He's out here wearing fedoras and suspenders, and he had a whole gimmick. It's like the whole, I didn't like that. And then he turned heel. Like, oh, he's heel now. And he's good.
Yes.
And he had that match against Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Philly a few years ago. And that's when everyone was like, oh!
People talk about that as the greatest NXT match of all time.
It may be. At least it's in the freaking conversation, as it should be in the conversation. Like, yeah, it's up there with the Sasha Bailey matches. It's up there with the ladder matches. It's up there with the War Games and the Gargano Ciampas. Like, it's up there. And when Almas came up, it's like, oh, you put like Zelina with him? Oh, great. Yeah.
Well, Zelina was with him in NXT, though.
Yeah. And you bring Zelina with him. Like,
with him. Sorry. Yeah.
And it's like, oh, word. Like, we can rock with this. And then they had him do that stuff with Angel Garza, which was good.
Another name, though.
Another name that's not doing shit right now. And then, nothing. And then these reports come out like, oh, Aleister Black, they don't know what to do with it. And Andrade could legitimately be what y'all wanted Del Rio to be a decade.
Yes. Thank you.
And it be good, non-problematic, because Andrade isn't problematic like how Alberto Del Rio was or is to this day.
It is.
So Andrade would be the perfect bridge. Does he? I don't know how his English is, so maybe that's what's holding him back. I know Vince doesn't. He's not the biggest fan of folks cutting all their promos in different languages, unless you're Asuka.
Make him a Paul Heyman guy.
Make him a Paul Heyman guy. I mean, apparently anyone can be a Paul Heyman guy nowadays. Make him a Paul Heyman guy and do something like that. Or better yet, don't fire Selena Vega, you nerds. Like, or just do something like that. Same thing with Aleister Black. Aleister Black was great on the mic. Obviously, he was great in the ring. Maybe the character didn't transfer over well, but shit, I thought he was cool. I still think Aleister Black is cool. But they gave him a damn eye patch, had him fight Kevin Owens for a week, and then he fell off the face of the earth.
Well, and it's interesting that the name Angel Garza gets brought up, because we were hearing, and it got brought up on the show like early on, that Vince was so high on Angel Garza to the point that he was saying he could be the next Latino superstar like Eddie Guerrero. And now they're not doing anything with him. Now, there was the rumors that they were going to bring Eva Marie back and pair him up with her, which, no, I feel like a guy like Angel Garza can do well on his own. I feel like they should send Angel Garza back to NXT.
Ooh.
And I don't even mean that in a he needs to work on his craft kind of way. I mean that in a Angel Garza needs NXT because he could thrive there. It's like they're just doing so much weird stuff. And even another rumor. I should cite my source here. I was watching or I was listening to Cultaholic News, but this was from yesterday, the day before. Okay. And it's like, before they paired Shayna and Nia together, they didn't have anything for Shayna Baszler. How do you not have anything for Shayna out of all people?
Right.
Shayna is great. Shayna is the UFC wrestler who came to the WWE and worked her tail off to get to where she was. That is the UFC, or that is the mixed martial artist type wrestler that I want to see. It has nothing to do, no offense to Ronda Rousey, but her name got her to where she was, obviously. Shayna came in, she did the Performance Center stuff, she did NXT, now she's on the main roster, and she looks like a total badass.
Yep.
And she's the Women's Tag Team Champion, which gets left in the dust. Though I will say, who was correct, that we might be seeing the Women's Tag Team Championships get sent down to NXT, which is where it belongs.
Hopefully.
For the love of God. Because again, I was talking to that same person from work today. There are so many more established tag teams down there in NXT for these women's championships. I'm just saying.
So people like Shayna Baszler, like that comes up. Cesaro for the longest time was like that. Angel Garza. I was a big Apollo Crews to NXT guy for a long time. I still think he got called up prematurely. He's
turning heads though, I'll say.
Yeah, but it took him like 4 years to get there.
Oh, for sure. Oh God, yeah.
Like it took him way too damn long, and I think they plucked him too early because he had a look. Like I get it. Like it was an athletic guy. He was jacked.
He was the perfect person for the North American Championship. There's no doubt about that. Like if they had stuck the North American Championship on him, I think that we could be seeing a different Apollo Crews at this point. But tough to say there.
like if you say you go back to that match, that inaugural ladder match, and you take out Lars Sullivan and you put in Apollo Crews, like that, I think you'd like that match doesn't lose its luster. If anything, it improves.
Oh my gosh, him doing high flying, friggin' jacked, shorter guy type things off the ladder,
and with Adam Cole and
gosh.
Lars Sullivan. So like it's the decisions that they make. They look for these bigger guys. They look for people with looks. And with Shayna Baszler, I don't know what it was, but when she got called up, she had to have rubbed Vince the wrong way. That's what happens to a lot of these folks. Andrade obviously is talented, obviously has a look. Same thing for Aleister Black. Like when he was Tommy End and he came into NXT, people were like, "Whoa!" By the way, great NXT name, Aleister Black. That's hard.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm kidding.
We'll get to that in a second. But they had to have done something. And it was, I don't know if they had a bad match, because Vince McMahon notoriously, all it takes is one bad thing and you're on his shit list. And it takes a miracle to get yourself off that shit list. Hence why we haven't seen Aleister Black since November or whenever the hell. Or October.
Let's look at something real quick here. Now, this is going to look a little trippy here for a second, but let's look a little something right here. We have the WWE roster on our hands right here. Am I correct? Yeah. Is it showing up on the screen?
Yeah.
Let's look to see who's even on the roster at this point. Did we even know? Let's see if JTG is still hired by the WWE.
Oh, God.
So, we got our champions, and that's good. But let's see. Oh, Bad Bunny.
He doesn't have a freaking picture?
Doesn't even have a picture. So, let's take a look at Bobby Roode right here and Dolph Ziggler, who, if they were not the tag team champions right now, would be doing absolutely nothing. Am I right? So we have some NXT superstars in here. Jordan Devlin, my favorite wrestler of all time.
I love that he's still listed there.
Okay, so we have current WWE superstars. I guess we're going to be mixing this. Oh, we could. Okay, Raw. That's the easiest thing right here. Raw. So if Akira Tozawa was not, there's a familiar face right there. There's Andrade. Hey, remember him? Wow, there's Angel Garza. Remember him?
Oh man.
Braun. I thought Braun was on SmackDown. Not gonna lie. Okay, so Dabba-Kato. Again, not that he necessarily needs to be doing anything, but what is he doing? Drew Gulak is getting lost in the freaking shuffle. You know what I mean? He was somebody, when he was paired up with Daniel Bryan, we thought was going to be doing amazing. There's a face. Oh, my God.
Don't even get started on Humberto, bro.
There's Humberto. We forgot about Humberto. I guess Jason Jordan's still on the roster, but we know what's going on.
Yeah,
Jinder. He's injured. But it's like, and it's like there's plenty of reason to believe Riddick Moss is apparently still on Raw.
I thought he got released. Lord.
I thought that he got sent back down to NXT. Tucker, another wrestler. Vic Joseph, I know his brother. Let's see here.
How about that? Small world.
I went to college. So now let's go to SmackDown.
SmackDown.
Aleister Black, perfect name.
He's the first thing that pops up. Jesus.
And that's crazy. They're doing stuff with Billy Kay. If you would have told me that they were doing stuff with Billy Kay, I would have been shocked as hell.
Riddle me this, Batman. If I would have told you that they split the Iconics and Billy Kay is doing more than Peyton Royce.
Okay, there you go, right there. Perfect example. Bo Dallas. Again, can't wait for him to show up as the mailman. I really hope it happens.
We'll see.
I mean, I would argue that SmackDown is doing better with their wrestlers, though.
Because they don't have that many people.
Mojo Rawley. Oh, boy. Forgot about that guy. Buddy Murphy. Oh, sorry. Murphy. Murphy's another example of this type of a thing. I thought he was on Raw. Ali. Anyways, Buddy Murphy is the perfect example of this type of a thing where he should be doing more, and he's not.
They got Paige on the roster. That's some real shit.
That's sad. Don't do that.
Tamina, Wesley Blake.
But that is my screen. But that think about it like that. Like, what is the WWE doing with all those superstars that we were just talking
about? I don't think necessarily a third brand is the answer. It's, if anything, before we get a third weekly show, it's on TV, we may see some type of remember when the off-season talks were running wild for a long time?
Yeah.
I'm not saying let's do that. I'm not saying let's do an off season. Like, although I do think a sort of off season can work, but
It
cycle
almost
out
makes
dudes.
sense. Yeah.
And I know when house shows come back, if they do house shows again, it'll be easier because dudes can still work and stuff. But on TV, like, cycle peaks out, and if you're not cycling them out, damn. We saw what happens when you release a bunch of dudes. They go out and do cooler shit. Like, now we're seeing the Cardonas and the Myers of the world going to Impact and the Slaters, right? Or you got the Gallows and Andersons going to Impact, and now they're on Dynamite every single week too.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
God bless America. I know WWE wants to have this conglomerate on wrestling in the States, and if they could buy Ring of Honor, AEW, and Impact, they totally would. So Vince can freaking go to sleep at night knowing he has the wrestling company in the States. But a third brand, I'd be shocked if we get one on weekly TV, on cable. I'd be surprised. Now, something else on the network, or utilizing more of these talents on main event.
Or utilizing main event.
Or actually do something with main event.
It's like, because
question is do something with main event.
There's good matches on main event every week. I mean, they have like Ricochet facing
before Ali turned heel. He was wrestling Ricochet every week on main event.
And you had Ricochet was facing against. I mean, you have a ton of wrestlers showing up on main event, and take for example, like 205 Live is doing better than main event. That's saying a lot. I recognize more from the cruiserweight division than I am like seeing anything from there. And I just, man, it disappoints the hell out of me that this is like where things are going with wrestling. Or with WWE, is that we're just not getting there. You know what I mean? It's just like there are superstars. They got to stop signing wrestlers. That's. I hate to say it,
and they never will. Like they just signed some folks that we'll get to in a second. The rumors are about like Taya Valkyrie. Granted, the women's division on both main shows, I think it's doing as well as it can. SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, but who better to have face EO next than Taya Valkyrie?
Or who better to challenge Asuka or
don't tempt me like that. I am the biggest. I will admit it right now. I'm the biggest sorry, John Morrison. I'm the biggest Taya Valkyrie stan in the entire world, and I popped so okay. I popped so hard when Taya signed by the WWE.
Supposedly, reportedly.
Yeah, she's gonna show up at NXT in that live crowd and be like, well, okay, so I guess we can have that talk right now because this is about utilizing these wrestlers, and I guess to the point of the third brand, we don't necessarily need it anymore, but they need to start utilizing things better. We want it, but they need to utilize superstars better.
Mm-hmm.
To the point of Taya, because I think she's coming to the WWE, she's a name, an established name.
Yeah.
Now, the only other wrestler that they've ever had debut on the main roster before they went to NXT, or instead of going to NXT, was Ronda Rousey. I think. I don't think that they've ever had anybody not debut in NXT first before
AJ Styles.
Well, I'm talking women's wrestlers. I mean.
Oh.
Because the Good Brothers also are an example of it.
They forego NXT.
Yeah.
In regards to women,
I don't think that there's been anybody.
I don't think so either.
So is Taya a big enough name that she could come out of the woodwork and challenge Asuka? Now, I'll say there's no crowds right now, so you have that to its advantage, where there might not be as. I will pop as a pro wrestling fan who knows about Impact and knows about these superstars outside of the company. To me, if Taya Valkyrie made her debut on the main roster with fans, there would be about as much of a pop as when Mike Kanellis made his debut.
Okay.
Which there wasn't. And I mean that because we know who she is. we have to hope that everybody else does. The kiddies ain't probably gonna know who she is.
She is awfully niche for mainstream wrestling fans. It's a hard sell. If anything, you'd have to acknowledge that she's John Morrison's wife. That'll help her get over more.
I know.
But with that being said, like if she shows up at the Raw after Mania, hypothetically, that might draw some names. If they mention Ty Valkyrie by name, all it takes is a quick Google search. But
if they're going to do that, they have to name her Taya Valkyrie, though.
Which I don't think they will.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think they'll, because when they signed Priscilla Kelly, they gave her that horrendous, what was like Gigi Dolan. It's like, no, God, no.
Save it. No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, now's better times than ever. Gigi Dolan's an awful name, and let's talk about some other ones too.
I am.
My God.
Live show as I'm scrolling the wrong way to click on the button.
Look, NXT is great. I love NXT so much. We love NXT so much. The fans love NXT so much. Great quality television. On par. Like, honestly, it's better than the Raw and SmackDown every week.
Yes.
Like, usually NXT is better than SmackDown every single week. But this past Sunday at TakeOver Vengeance, that's one hell of a picture. Eli Drake showed up, but he referred to himself as LA Knight. And I thought that was like a nickname when I first saw him. Like, oh, nickname, like the LA Knight. That's cool, I guess. But then, nope. He referred to himself by name as the LA Knight. And I thought to myself, oh my God, what did they do to Eli Drake?
Chris texted me as it happened and went, Nick, Eli Drake just debuted in NXT. Now, before I finished reading your sentence, I went, holy crap, what? And then I get, you're never going to guess what they named him, with a bunch of laughing faces. And I knew some shit was coming.
It was dumb.
And then he sends me the name of a goddamn hockey team. All right, listen. That's what it sounds like to me. I'm pretty sure that there's an LA team that sounds
That's
like
the LA
that.
Kings.
Same shit. It's just like, bad shit, brother. Sorry. It's just like, oh, God. And it all started with, I'll admit, this all started with Bray Wyatt. You can call him Bray Rotunda, man. Dude's IRS's son. Give me a break.
I'll do you one better. Same guy, different name. It started like the OG
Husky
NXT
Harris.
season. The OG NXT season. Husky Harris.
No, Husky Harris is the greatest wrestling name of all time.
No, the hell it's not.
I'm naming myself Husky Harris.
Skip Sheffield, Michael McGillicuddy. Like, there were some horrendous wrestling names.
Now, they were able to pick their names. I guess. So why the hell did Bray Wyatt
I bet they were able to pick their names from a list.
Ugh.
And if those were the best, no. Hell no. Husky Harris is horrendous.
Hey, everybody. I'm here.
No.
I'm Husky Harris.
You're like, come on. Like, no.
Sister Abigail. Sorry.
That's his name, Husky. And Michael McGillicuddy, to me, I know like Curtis Axel is a better name. Still not great, but it's a better name. But that's your wrestler. Hey, Nick, who's your favorite wrestler? Michael McGillicuddy.
Ugh.
Are you kidding me? It's the same company that had people like the likes of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then about a decade later, like, what's your name? Michael McGillicuddy.
Bar.
Are you shitting me? Like, that's dumb.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
So NXT's had a track record for bad names. Like, whether you date back all the way there or even relatively newer. Depending on who you ask, people might not be a fan of Damian Priest. I know we were talking about that last week. And talk about it here again.
Yeah, it's just that his name, Punishment Martinez, is awesome.
Punishment Martinez is so fucking cool.
Right.
And then you get Damian Priest, which is also really cool. It took a second to warm up to it, though.
Mhm.
It took a second. I mean, in that same class, they had ACH. He became Jordan Miles, and they haven't done shit with him because they gave him. Remember that bad T-shirt they gave him?
Yep.
You know that. And another Shane Strickland.
Yep.
I became Isaiah Swerve Scott, which I mean, dope. At least he kept the swerve.
Yeah.
Like, that was cool. I like Isaiah Scott. Like Shane Strickland, obviously is a cooler name, but I like Isaiah Scott. Like that was all around the same time. Damian Priest, it took a second, but I got there. But it's not punished for Martinez, and that's the hard part. Because obviously in the Indies, you pick your name. Excuse me, or you rock with, or you can grow into your name. Like Dominic Dijak.
Why did we get more of a name there? Who knows?
Why did he become Dijakovic? Like why no? And I remember like for the first like few weeks of the show, I forgot what you'd say, but you'd mispronounce it all the time. And I guarantee you weren't the only one either. Like I only know
for who? Dominic
Dijakovic.
Yeah. Dijakovic.
Yeah, it's like what? I don't understand the thought process behind these horrendous names. And as I mentioned with Priscilla Kelly, Gigi Dolan, really? That's the best you can come up with? Gigi Dolan? Her name was like Priscilla Kelly's already dope. And maybe Nick, maybe we're just being assholes. Maybe we're overthinking it. And like this is what happens because you obviously can't keep your name. In some cases, these are these people's real names.
Yes.
Obviously, because Punisher Martinez is Damian Priest's real name, as far as I'm concerned. But like obviously, like Priscilla Kelly can't use people's real names, and like that's fine. But come the hell on, Gigi Dolan.
L.A. Knight will probably be the
L.A.
MSK.
Motherfucking Knight.
MSK is another example of like you have something there already that you could just rename. And I know they didn't bring all of the Radicals over, but it's just like
there's one more.
You have something there, and he's back with Impact, which good for him. But I would like to acknowledge that because I'm doing a little bit of side research here just to see if there's anything that really sticks out. Bray Wyatt's real name is Windham Rotunda. That is a badass name, and that is like enough right there. You don't even need to name him Bray Wyatt. Just name him Windham Rotunda, and I'd be so happy.
I bet his friends call him Windy.
His nickname is Duke. So
Duke.
Oh.
Why is he the coolest person ever?
Johnny Prime renamed the I will say that my cousin and I made fun of this all the time. NXT Season 2 of the original.
Oh,
Johnny Prime is renamed Lucky Cannon.
I don't even know who won Season 2.
Oh
shit! Was that the Fandango season?
Yeah. Johnny Curtis.
Yeah.
Kip Christensen. Eli Cottonwood. Oh, Eli Cottonwood. Remember Eli Cottonwood?
Is that the guy that cut the horrendous promo?
Yes, it is. Oh, man. I know that this isn't NXT, but it's developmental as hell. And it's my favorite. We have.
I like wrestling and peanut butter on a spoon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I put peanut butter on.
I did not realize that was what that said afterwards. Sorry, Chris.
Woo!
I read the wrestling part, and I was like, well, this is a good comment.
No, I did not know that was going. That was
Nick
funny.
Bullback, screen your comments, please. Anyways.
That is so funny.
TNA is in their prime.
Yo.
Chris Harris is about to make his WWE debut, and he goes, I'm Braden Walker. And I'm about to knock you. Oh, I hated that so much. Braden Walker is the dumbest fucking name in the world. I'm sorry to anybody named Braden Walker.
Basic one that comes to mind is EC3's NXT name before he left the Impact the first time. It was Derek Bateman.
Yeah.
Like yo, again, I know we're getting towards like I know like real names are all the rage in wrestling, but goddamn, Derek Bateman, come on.
Oh, I hated that. I used to call him Derek the Master Bateman all the time.
I don't know, and obviously they did nothing with Derek Bateman and shit. We were talking about Juice Robinson and his name's C.J. Parker.
Viking Raiders.
Don't even get me started. And that's like NXT the main roster. Because they were, what were they in NXT?
The Viking Warriors? Something like that?
No. Were they Vikings in NXT?
They were. I'm trying to do my research.
I know
here.
they weren't War Machine. War Machine was their indie name.
They were. I don't even know. Oh gosh, the Viking Raiders. I thought it was.
They were the Viking Experience. They were the War Raiders in NXT.
War Raiders. Yes, the coolest name in the world. They were the War Raiders.
War Raiders. Then they got called up and they were given the Viking Experience. That is an all-timer.
People were so mad that they got named that. Oh my gosh.
That's an all-timer.
It's so bad.
The Viking Experience. And they changed their names from Rowe and Hanson to freaking Eric and Ivar. Like,
Ivar.
Why?
Oh my
Why?
gosh. And now Eric. No, Ivar's going after the 24/7 championship, right? It's just like.
That's like the inverse of NXT. Like, you get to NXT, you get your bad name. No, they left NXT with cool names and got to the main roster with bad names.
How is that even possible? How is that possible? The
It's
Viking
like,
Experience. We're lucky we got the Viking Raiders out of that. Because, Viking Experience.
Vikings don't work as gimmicks.
Viking
Stop it.
Experience sounds like something you would do at like a history museum or something like that.
Yeah, it sounds like an exhibit at a museum.
Yeah, we're about to go to the Viking Experience. On your left, you'll see the Viking Experience.
You see what was left of Eric and Ivar's career and how they wish they were War Machine still.
Oh man! Oh, it's so because War Machine is freaking raw, man.
War Machine is hard, and I know like you get caught up with like the Marvel copy, the Marvel trademarks and stuff, but
true.
Still, like
War
is still awesome.
Viking Machine would be raw.
No,
I know. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make...
Viking Machine. That'd be one hell of a tag team name. The Viking.
Oh Jesus. So okay. I have to ask.
Mm-hmm.
What is the peak of LA Knight's career? And do you think that there is a point in his NXT run where he pulls a 7 and says that he doesn't want this stupid shit anymore and then calls himself Eli Drake?
I think it's a matter of time before his name changes it will change somewhat.
Well, because
probably like LA Drake or
nobody was really
Eli Knight is better than LA Knight.
Oh, nobody was really like that up in arms about his name change. I will say, like, I expected once you told me what it was that, I mean, people were like making fun of it, people were ragging on it, but like nobody was really like going out of their way to say that this thing was terrible. I would say, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see a ton of backlash against LA Knight.
It's better than freaking Babatunde, I'll tell you that.
It is better than Babatunde.
LA Knight or Dabba-Kato, excuse me.
LA
Knight's like fine, I guess.
No, let's not beat around the bush. It's terrible.
Standards, it could have been worse. It could have been worse because we've seen worse, we've heard worse, and LA Knight. I think he'll get a change at some point, especially when fans come back. They'll eat him alive.
Yeah.
And I know it's Eli Drake, and Eli Drake's track record follows him from Impact, and it's awesome. But, damn, LA Knight's a hard sell. It's such a hard sell. Even like me trying to stay as optimistic as possible, I can't rock with LA Knight. Be like Eli Knight or LA Drake or something.
Does he become what's the highest championship that he wins? Because right now I'm peaking at 24/7 champion.
Oh, that's so crude.
Hey, Bad Bunny is a 24/7 champion.
Let me peak. I I think North American to start, and we'll go from there.
You
to change his name.
think he can become North American champion? Johnny Gargano is North American champion.
And he's won like 5 times. So I think anything
Well,
possible.
and I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know, man. Thank you. I don't think that, like, I'm sitting here and I'm going WWE champion LA Knight. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah, that's not it.
It's got to be like Eli Knight or something like that. Like, I like Eli Knight. Eli Knight sounds cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
LA Drake sounds terrible.
Word. I could see that.
Canada has Drake? Well, we have LA Drake right here.
Yeah. Anymore.
Then they're gonna turn him into Slam Master Jay. It's
no.
just I honestly don't like it. I just don't like it. And Eli Drake is a guy who I didn't hear about him coming to NXT at all.
Right. Yeah.
Like, they kept that under wraps, and I appreciate that because I do like a surprise debut. But then it's like, I'm LA Knight, and I'm like,
like performing and shit. Yeah, no. I'm not.
And they're like doing like classic vignette type stuff with him, which you don't really see a lot on NXT. It's just like, it's weird.
I'm willing to at least give LA Knight a shot. How far that goes, we'll see. I reserve the right to change my mind, but as of right now, LA Knight is a not good name. Could be worse.
Great wrestler.
Yeah, but we'll see the future of LA Knight, the man formerly known as Eli Drake, as things continue. But there's been some. That's one hell of a headshot. There's been some atrocious names, but I mean, if you unless you were to go to like Impact or Ring of Honor or AEW, you get to keep your name. They're not going to change your name on you unless you want to. NXT, one day they'll start respecting the wrestlers' names.
Yeah.
And whenever the hell T-Bar goes back to Dijakovic, it'll be a better day, going from to all right, but nothing too crazy. I don't know what else I expected from Eli Drake. Soon to be Taya Valkyrie. What's Taya Valkyrie's name before we move on to the third count?
Oh.
If she goes to NXT, what is her name?
A-Kid.
Like the NXT UK wrestler, A-Kid?
Yeah, why not? American A-Kid. America Kid.
AA Kid.
AA Kid. Okay. That's
I think Taya Valkyrie's name is gonna be like it's gonna start here. I'll tell you this. It'll start with a T, but her last name it'll be like
Trinity.
Trinity. Trin Phoenix. No, because Trin is is that Naomi's real name?
Her real name, yeah.
But I know that they'll still stay away from it.
Yeah.
It'll be
Tammy.
It'll be Taryn Phoenix.
You know, and I was going to lead in with into this segment like it would be really cool if NXT had an Elimination Chamber match. But you know what would be cooler? But then you have to give me Taryn Edgerton Phoenix or whatever.
TARYN Phoenix.
So the Elimination Chamber is this Sunday. Weird, right? It feels like we just got a pay-per-view with a very odd Elimination Chamber match where the winner faces Roman Reigns at the end of the night.
Wait! I thought it was at WrestleMania.
No
way.
I think it's at the end of the night. Yeah.
We're doing double duty? No way.
I think because if that's the case, then maybe Drew's face. Because I feel like that gives away the edge thing.
I thought Drew was in the match.
Drew's in his match. Roman is not in his match.
Because they don't keep the same energy for Roman Reigns anymore.
No.
Because did you see it while I looked this up? Did you see that great promo Kevin Owens cut? No, it wasn't Roman. It was not Roman.
It was Daniel Bryan. Oh yeah. Oh, it was beautiful.
He's like, yo, when's the last time Roman's wrestled? Like that's some real shit. Like 1000%. Oh my God, it is the same night.
Yeah.
Oh my God, are you kidding me?
Roman retains and then Edge comes out, and that's blah blah. You think it's gonna happen? Edge is on SmackDown tonight, by the way, in an hour. So I mean that'll be interesting.
We're not talking about WWE Elimination Chamber. We're talking about AEW Elimination Chamber.
AEW.
So what Nick and I are gonna do right now is we're gonna fantasy book what an Elimination Chamber in AEW would look like. Because let's be real, they have a lot of kick-ass talent with great names, and they will. They can all. I mean,
they're doing crazy gimmick matches. I mean, barbed wire death match is coming to freaking.
No, it's an exploding barbed wire death match.
See, this is where you're leaving me. This is where we're becoming WCW
No. with I need to watch that, bro.
Vince Russo definitely booked this match. He's like, you know what would be cool, bro? We're gonna have a exploding barbed wire death match, bro. And oh man, that sickened me to the core when I heard that. And I'm not trying to be that guy. I know these happened in Japan, but isn't that a little gimmicky?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we'll see. Like they proved me wrong before on gimmick matches, so
true. If they pull it off,
and if anyone's gonna pull off a death match, it's Jon Moxley.
But, I'm very excited. I want blood. There will be blood. That's all I'm gonna say.
So we're gonna pick 3 names, and 3 names apiece.
Draft style, I will say.
Do we want to? Okay. Do we want to make this for a belt? Because if we do we have to include Kenny Omega by default?
I feel like I was going to include him anyways. Maybe do you want to include a belt? Okay. Here's what I'll say: is if we put him in it, if that is one of our picks, then it's for the belt. If it's not, we're booking this like it's a Roman Reigns Elimination Chamber match.
Okay, let's do that instead. That's something heel Kenny would do.
Yes.
So
I'm trying to see if I was going to we could do like a random name drawer for this or something like that and hit the button and whoever wins.
Yeah, I could totally rattle off some names for you, and we can go from there. If you have a randomizer pulled up,
I wonder if there's an Elimination Chamber simulator.
That's a great question. There's no way.
Because you would have to be able to like add your own names into it. So I want you to pick your first. As I'm doing this, I'm going to see if I can find one of these. Okay.
Word. I'll start. I'll start hot. How about that?
Okay.
Scorpio Sky.
Okay.
Scorpio motherfucking Sky. I know they tried. They're pushing him as a singles guy. They didn't split up SCU, but it's damn close with Kazarian and Christopher Daniels. But Scorpio Sky he will be the first person of color to win the AEW World Title. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay. I like that.
February 19th, 5:57 Central Standard Time. I will tell you right now, Scorpio Sky will be the first person of color to win the AEW World Title. Because we've only had Jericho, Moxley, Omega. That's it. That's all we got. So, and I mean, who's up next? Like MJF, Cody. I know he said he's talking to Wrestle for the belt. He will. But Scorpio Sky just makes sense. And if we're going to do a gimmick match, a multi-man gimmick match to potentially get a number 1 contender spot, you start with Scorpio Sky. Not only is he a great wrestler, not only does he have star potential, not only is he a great promo, but damn, dude, AEW knows what they got. At least they should know what they got in Scorpio Sky. And to me, representing SCU, you got to go Scorpio Sky to start. 1,000,000,000%.
Okay. So this is gonna be so fucking stupid, but I have a wheel type thing picked out because, let's face it, we're not booking this. I mean,
is that how we decide our winner?
What I would say, and this is gonna be really stupid, But let's spin and eliminate people as we go.
Okay, bet.
Okay, so I'm going to share my screen right here. And basically what I do is I will be typing in the names as I go. So you have Scorpio Sky as your first pick. Everybody knows my first pick.
There we got a little Scorpio Sky action. Bang, bang. Who you got? Eddie Kingston.
Okay.
The ultimate Eddie Kingston mark.
I am, but you have to admit that this type of a match is perfect for it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, he would be so freaking cool in this match. I think that he would wreck some shit in this match. I think that it would just be, oh, man, it would just be beautiful to see. Eddie Kingston, I hope he wins it, because I want him to beat Kenny Omega. Just kidding. I mean, I don't know. I would love it, but... All right, who do you got as your third pick, Chris?
So, I mean, you got to include... And I hate to put in the WWE guy that just got done.
It's going to be Chris Jericho.
No, it's Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley, all right.
Jon Moxley, dude. He's like... If I'm booking an Elimination Chamber match, and Jon Moxley, he's like, yo, I've done one of these before. And... He's so God, like I feel like if I saw Jon Moxley in a dark alley, I'd turn around and walk the other direction. Like I'd be scared to meet Jon Moxley in person. And I mean we've seen what he can do, like the lights out matches, and we're out here pulling out the Kazuchika Okadas, bro.
Oh shit. I forgot I was sharing my screen. God damn it. Oh man. Well now he's not my pick. Go on.
Okay.
I didn't know how to spell his name, people. Damn it!
You could just put Okada now. We all know what you meant. But
do it live.
No, Moxley, he's always going to be in the title picture. He will lose to Kenny in that death match, but
yeah,
give me more Mox. That's how you write him off TV to go be with Renee when she gives birth.
Yeah, and it would be. It's gonna be a really. Oh man. All right, fine. Fuck. Goddamn.
Just put Okada. I know you want to. Oh, Pac.
I'm going with Pac because I think that him flying around the damn ring would be beautiful. I mean, we never got. No, was Neville in an Elimination Chamber match?
Hell no. Not to my knowledge.
Like, I feel like that's just something that I missed. Him jumping off the damn chamber would be.
That's another bad NXT name, Adrian Neville.
Ugh. Well, that was just a bad gimmick, Adrian Neville, with his superhero shit. He works better as a heel. He's a better heel.
Yeah, significantly.
But Pac. I'll go with Pac instead because I ruined my pick.
Bastard Pac. This is my last one. Is my last one? It's my last one.
This is your last one.
I'm gonna be weird. I'm gonna go weird. This might surprise some folks. Luchasaurus.
Dude. Luchasaurus.
I love Luchasaurus so goddamn much. Like I know the gimmick is weird. I know he's been on this planet for billions of years and he has his PhD. But holy shit, he's such a good wrestler. Luchasaurus is so good. And I know like Jurassic Express hasn't been doing too crazy or too much stuff lately. I know they started putting them in with FTR, but Luchasaurus on his own, he won't win the damn thing.
Well, in our case, he could. This is random.
But I'm in the camp where I think Luchasaurus would stick out amongst the bunch, and he's gonna be towering over these dudes. Come on.
It's an interesting gimmick. I mean, like I do want to talk about Luchasaurus for a second. And I only say that because goodbye. It's because I'm using an ad blocker. I have not thought about. So where do you think Luchasaurus goes with his career as Luchasaurus?
Hopefully into the AEW World Tag.
You think he could be world champion?
No. Oh yeah, but I don't think he will.
In AEW, yes, I think that he possibly could.
Put him with at least you can start him off in the TNT title picture and go from there.
Yes.
See how that goes.
Yeah,
We'll do
is
that
true.
before he gets the world title, if anything.
So I was gonna go with another company guy, but I decided to go with
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hangman Page is
Hangman.
he's is it AIG or is it
No, it's not. It's there you go. You got it.
okay? So Hangman Page is an interesting pick here, right? Like I feel like Hangman Page would be really really good. So
Mm-hmm.
we have this wheel right here
I love this.
with a lot of faces, by the way. I mean, Pac. I don't know. We do have a lot of faces.
You got a lot of faces. We can swap one out. How many faces we got?
I think we're good. I think.
No, wait, hold up.
Omega's a heel.
But we still. Who we got? We got heel Pac, keep Kingston. Yeah,
Okay.
faces.
Here's what I'll ask you. Though. Okay.
We can get weirder and take out Moxley.
No, we're gonna get weirder here. Actually, AEW would do an 8-man elimination.
How? 6? No.
I don't even care. No.
The
You don't wanna do-
logistics. Unless you start with 4 people.
All right. Let's take Moxley out. Who do you want?
Lance Archer.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Fucking
give-
Murder Hawk. Lance
I'll
Archer.
give you Lance Archer. I wanted an 8-man. I wanted an 8-man barbed wire elimination.
You start with 4. If you want to do 8, we can do 8. Do we start with 4?
I mean, in our fantasy world, we're just eliminating them by spinning a wheel. So,
I mean, we're that too. But
do you want to do 8?
We could yeah. If you're the one that wanted to do 8.
All right, we're sticking with 6.
No, do you want to do 8? We can do 8.
This is a traditional elimination.
I have more names written down if you want to do 8.
Fine, we're doing 8. You got one more pick.
Put Mox back.
Okay.
And then
I'll let you pick the last member then.
Okay, so go crazy.
Well, no, that would be it.
Oh shit! No, okay, then don't take Mox off then.
Are you sure?
So in this hypothetical, this after the barbed wire match, he's probably gonna be dead.
That's true.
So,
all right, give me your non-traditional exploding barbed wire match elimination chamber member.
Typically in WWE, they always have a secondary belt holder in the match.
Okay.
For whatever reason, Darby motherfucking Allin. Talk about
ALIN.
Yes. Talk about no, it's LLIN. Talk about murder.
Talk about murder.
Darby Allin, like holy hell! Like I know fucking Kenny and Moxie are gonna kill each other, but and you want Kazuchika Okada? Hell yeah, brother! That's one hell of an 8-man AEW Elimination Chamber, and it's so sad that one of them's about to be eliminated off the bat. But one thing I will say about Darby, he at least hopefully he won't win, but I would love to see Darby in an environment like that in the cell.
I would love to see Darby face Kenny Omega. Fuck it. If he wins, he wins. We're having champion versus champion here. Are you ready?
Oh, let's do
for
it.
our first elimination. And our first elimination is no.
Eddie Kingston. Eddie Kingston gets the first L, bro.
Oh man, I'm so pissed. Oh god.
Nick is so mad.
All right, fine. All right.
Off the bat. All right, next one. It's gonna be Lance Archer, the Murder Hawk. Damn.
Can you hear this?
No. Is it
okay. So I'm gonna reshare my screen because there's this children screaming and it's so funny.
No, is it gonna creep me out?
They're like, yay! It's stupid.
So Eddie Kingston off the board first. That's crazy. Then the Murder Hawk.
I'm just kidding.
Then the Murder Hawk. Lance
Archer. Shut up. I know that.
Let's do it.
All right.
Again, I didn't hear the audio.
You can.
No, I did not. Scorpio Sky, no.
His time will come, and I guess I just have to hear these freaking kids screaming.
Gotta hear them creepy kids.
Okay, so we're down to our final 5 here of our 5-man elimination chamber match.
We lost Scorpio Sky, Murder Hawk, and Eddie Kingston, and we're about to lose
Hangman
Page. Holy shit!
Okay, our
No.
final four. Luchasaurus has made it to the final four of this match.
This is like my perfect scenario. Imagine watching a match consisting of Pac, Kazuchika Okada, Darby Allin, and Luchasaurus. Yo, this is something I love to see.
Luchasaurus! It survived!
Let's go. Bottom three, Luchasaurus, Okada, and
Oh,
Pac.
this is scary. I'm starting to want to root for him. Oh,
Fucking Okada!
Okada's out!
Luchasaurus! Luchasaurus!
Okay.
Pac, Luchasaurus. Oh my god. Luchasaurus!
Luchasaurus!
The big winner.
Luchasaurus has won the Elimination Chamber, man.
The inaugural, the first ever
Barbed wire exploding Luchasaurus.
The first ever Wrestle Reel books an AEW match that will never ever happen ever. And Luchasaurus beats Scorpio Sky, Hangman Page, freaking Lance Archer, Adam Page, fucking Pac, Eddie Kingston,
Okada.
Kazuchika Okada. I like to think Luchasaurus pinned all these people.
All right, you ready?
All right, just for funsies, who?
This is Kenny Omega versus Luchasaurus for the AEW Championship.
Yes.
Oh my God!
No, Kenny retains the belt. Oh,
No,
God.
Luchasaurus beat Kenny Omega.
In this situation,
I don't even care.
Yo, Luchasaurus out here beating Kenny Omega, I'd cry. I would.
People are so damn confused if they're watching this right now. Like, if
Right,
they just
like if they just pick like the hour 6 mark to jump in, and then
they're like Luchasaurus did what?
yeah, like what?
Lucha freaking Saurus. Just, I love how you're like, I'm just gonna throw a meme out there.
Yeah, I'll throw this out there just for fun, 'cause I love Luchasaurus, and that's how it's gonna happen. Word, like
Luchasaurus just won the inaugural. I'm saying inaugural. Who are they? Real Entertainment, Wrestle Real, AEW 8-man exploding barbed wire elimination chamber match.
expect this every February.
Exploding barbed wire elimination chamber match, and it has to be because we included 8 people. We have to make it as different as we possibly can.
Yeah.
So now it's an exploding barbed wire elimination chamber match.
And you start with 4 people. You don't do 6 pods. You do 4 people. It's a fatal 4-way to start, and then one person joins every 6 minutes.
Oof. Oh boy, Chris, I have to ask you, buddy. Do you have a high spot this week?
Not really a high spot, but I figured let's do some quick predictions for Elimination Chamber, and we'll get the hell out of here. Elimination Chamber, the WWE version is this Sunday, and Nick Malbach. Out of the matches announced, I'll go ahead and run them down for you real quick, and then we'll do some quick predictions for the show ends. First up, we have the WWE Championship Elimination Chamber, consisting of Hardy, Sheamus, Kingston, Styles, Orton, McIntyre. Of course, he's the champion. Then you got the Universal Title #1 contendership Universal or Elimination Chamber match between Cesaro, Bryan, Owens, Uso, Corbin, and Zayn. You have Bobby Lashley versus Keith Lee versus Riddle for the United States Championship, and then Reigns versus the winner of the Elimination Chamber match. So presumably there'll be an IC title match added, maybe to the pre-show or some shit. But
we need to add a women's match to this pay-per-view.
Or some type of women's match, yes.
Remember when Asuka was the Raw Women's Champion?
So we'll see how that goes tonight after SmackDown. For those who don't know, we do tape this show, or we do tape it or go live before SmackDown. So Nick,
for those of you who are watching on Friday, I'm just kidding.
Right? Or the what's the word I'm looking for? If you're watching this after we went live.
No, I just had to react to that.
So we'll start hot. WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. Jeff Hardy, Sheamus, Kingston, Styles, Orton, McIntyre. Better question, because McIntyre's not losing this match. Let's be real.
No.
Who's the second to last person in the match?
Sheamus. It's easy.
You're
teasing Sheamus versus McIntyre at WrestleMania. Like hell. Like they are crazy teasing this. McIntyre just posted a photo of them as a younger indie type stuff. And I'm like, is that Sheamus or is that... I couldn't even recognize him at first. But it's got to be Sheamus, and it doesn't make any sense for it to be anybody else besides Sheamus, right?
Percentage of the odds that Sheamus wins, so McIntyre gets it back at the WrestleMania.
10. I don't think that it's very high. It could happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind it because I'm a Sheamus freaking mark.
Mm-hmm.
I think we both are, right?
Yeah.
We both like Sheamus.
Yeah, we're no mark.
But again, I don't want Drew McIntyre. I don't want his world championship career to be that somebody beats him and then he just beats him back for it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Because I don't know if that creates good champions on the other side of it. Like Sheamus has been a good WWE champion before, fella.
Yeah.
Fantastic world heavyweight champion, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm glad they added Kofi to the match. I just don't think that it makes any sense for it to be anybody else besides Sheamus versus McIntyre to end the match. And I just don't think Sheamus should. Sheamus, if anything, should win at WrestleMania if they're going to do it like that. You know what I mean?
Wow.
But I only say that because I don't want... Because the realistic expectation would be for Sheamus McIntyre to happen if Sheamus wins and have McIntyre win. And I don't want him to be a 3-time... I don't think that it... I think it's a bit weak for McIntyre to be beating people a month after they win their championship, right? Like, It happened with Orton, not even a week after it. I mean, or not even a month after. It happened, or it could happen there. You know, I think that having him beat Goldberg, that's booking him as a strong champion. You know what I mean? Having him win an Elimination Chamber, that's booking him as a strong champion. Now, having him beat a guy, having Sheamus beat McIntyre at WrestleMania, that's a bigger deal to me. Now, if they're going to do Fastlane, could it be McIntyre versus whoever is last with him? Maybe. I don't think that the direction that they're going is Edge versus McIntyre at all, whatsoever.
Yeah.
Tease it all you want. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to happen either. Last follow-up question to the WWE Championship. One word answer, yes or no. Does Miz cash in?
Absolutely not.
Moving forward, staying on Raw, United States Championship triple threat. Bobby Lashley, Keith Lee, Riddle. Who you got?
Who do you have?
Oh, first of all,
I'd like to know your.
I'll answer the last question. I also think it'll be Sheamus. That'll be the last one with him. I don't think Sheamus will win. If they do have Sheamus win, I'll be surprised. And I don't think Miz will cash in yet. I think he'll cash in at WrestleMania if he does. And the United States Championship, I think you could give it to Lee, but I want him in the title picture going forward, but it doesn't look like it'll happen. Give it to Keith Lee.
Yeah, Keith Lee is my pick too. I mean, Riddle, I think that it's time to take it off of Bobby Lashley.
Yeah.
Though he's been a great champion. I think of the United States champ. Well, okay, maybe not a great champion, but you know what I mean. Like I'm at least thinking about the United States Championship. I think Keith Lee would bring something to the table. I think he'd be a fighting champion. I think Riddle. I think Riddle will have his time. I think this could end with a Riddle heel turn.
Ah, interesting.
Though I worry that because the Hardy Bros didn't work, it's not continuing, right? Because even though I had heard that was going to be the staple tag team of Raw, well, both of them are clearly moving in different directions. But yeah, Keith Lee, that's my pick, and it's your pick.
Yeah, hopefully I want Keith, but I wouldn't be surprised if Lashley retains. I like the Riddle heel turn though; that'd be cool.
Which, by the way, I will say the only pick that we got wrong at the Royal Rumble was Edge winning the Royal Rumble. So we're pretty damn good at this. Not to say that it needs to become a staple of the show or anything like that for all you fans out there of our non-traditional route, but we are pretty damn good at predicting this. So
that at least that makes one show. I'm awful at spinning from the reel. I'm horrendous at picking things. Well, let's do here. I'll throw a fun one at you. If Asuka were to defend her belt at Elimination Chamber, Who should she wrestle? Ooh, it's a thinker. Here, I'll start.
I'm trying to think of who's a women's wrestler on Raw right now.
Give me I want the best match possible. Give me Asuka, Naomi, just because.
Is Naomi on Raw?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, why not?
He doesn't need to win, but just give me the match.
Give me Naomi. Let's put over Peyton Royce.
Oh, you want Royce, Asuka?
Why not?
Sure. No, I can rock with that.
I mean, we wouldn't know it would happen. We'd probably blink and it would end, but like, let's do it.
Touche. Elimination Chamber. It is sad as hell.
It's sad. It's sad. Like, WWE high spot. What the frick are you doing with Asuka? Or your Raw Women's Championship? It's worse than the tag team division, which is saying a lot because you have a shitty ass tag team division.
I think that's us every week. Coming on this show talking about that.
It's true though.
No, it's true.
If your women's champion is doing worse than your tag team division, than your horrendous tag team division, then that's saying a lot. Sasha's balling. She's great.
Killing it.
Asuka took a backseat to Charlotte when she came back. Sad.
Yep.
All right, go on. Oh, also the rumor is that Lacey Evans is actually pregnant, but it's not Ric Flair's kid.
Obviously.
Yeah. So just go on from there. Yeah.
That'd be nuts. Elimination Chamber. Number 1 contendership. Winner faces Reigns at the end of the night. The match consists of Cesaro versus Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens versus Jey Uso versus King Corbin versus Sami Zayn. Nick, final 2, and give me your winner.
Just because WWE really likes him as a heel, I'll say Corbin and Owens, and then give me Owens and Reigns one last time. Because, and I say that because of what happened with Edge when he was on SmackDown and he was talking to Roman, and then Edge or KO hits him with a stunner. It's like there's unfinished business there, though it could have been finished at. I guess the spotty ending of that fantastic match, and by spotty I don't mean like in a bad way. I mean it as in like, they left the door open for Kevin Owens to come back and face me again.
Totally.
Though I would love for it to be Cesaro out of nowhere. Like, throw me Cesaro, throw Cesaro a bone. It's not going to be Daniel Bryan. I think they're going to set up something for Daniel Bryan in the match.
Okay.
I don't know what it is. Daniel Bryan, like, here's my issue, is that they're treating Daniel Bryan's, like, end of his run like they did Kurt Angle when they just randomly had him face against, this is stupid, but I heard these god-awful rumors that, like, Ali was going to, or that Retribution was going to be facing against the Nexus at WrestleMania.
Ew.
Which doesn't make any sense, but I guess if that's really the route that they're going, and I don't want to talk about that until I see Wade Barrett show up with a freaking armband on, that would be where you would throw him. And then you'd be like, the third member of Team Nexus is Daniel Bryan.
That was a good Barrett.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news, though. Because Wade Barrett should be friggin' WWE champion. I love Wade Barrett. But I think that they're going the I'm not finished with you route for Kevin Owens. Am I thrilled about that? No, because I thought that match was so good between him and Roman. I would have rather saw maybe a blow-off match on SmackDown, and then maybe I would have been more hopeful to pick a different winner.
Mm-hmm.
But no.
I'll be different from you for the sake of being different.
Why? Because do you think that that's the route that they're going to go, or like?
I mean,
or did you have somebody else?
Doing KO Reigns is it's safe, it's easy. You'll get a good match out of it, and it continues that story. I forgot they did that spot on SmackDown. If I'm being honest. Initially, what I was going to say is was Cesaro and Kevin Owens, and then Cesaro gets put over, and he wrestles Roman at the end of the night in the main event, brother.
That'd be great.
I think I ultimately do think Cesaro will be the one wrestling Roman at the end of the evening because they're going to tease us with that, and then that's where Edge is going to come out on this day, do all that shit. The other person at the end, it's either going to be KO or Jey Uso.
Okay. Because I think you can make the argument that maybe they're going to turn Cesaro heel again, and he already was heel. Although, here's what I think is going to happen at WrestleMania with Daniel Bryan.
That was one hell of a babyface promo, though. He ain't a heel. I mean,
Daniel Bryan is facing against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. That is my prediction as of right
Yeah.
now. Because Seth isn't in the match and just doesn't make sense.
They had him attack Cesaro. They could be going that route too.
They could. See, because they're pairing those two together. I think that here's my pitch for Daniel Bryan winning the match is that they'll start him off at 1. He'll Cinderella story himself, pinning everybody in the match. Give me Jey Uso versus Daniel Bryan at the end. And then in the main event, you think Daniel Bryan is going to go the distance, and then because they brought it back, though I think he's going to go back to his Messiah entrance, it's going to be Seth Rollins screwing Daniel Bryan.
Okay.
That could be the route. He could curb stomp him, though I don't want him curb stomping Daniel Bryan because I'm a bit worried about.
I don't like that.
So. But, and I think at Fastlane, if Fastlane's the pay-per-view, there will be a tag team match, which will be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, anti-Shield, versus Daniel Bryan and Edge.
Interesting. I like where you're going with that. I like that.
Now, could we all be looking at this wrong? Here's a high spot, a hot take.
Uh-oh.
That tag team match turns into a fatal 4-way match for the Universal title at WrestleMania.
Holy.
And Daniel Bryan wins, pinning Seth Rollins, so Roman Reigns doesn't drop the title. That was a hot take. I think it's going to be Edge Roman and Seth versus... and I think that the Fastlane ending will be Edge and Daniel Bryan yesing it at the end of the show.
You have Edge winning that match?
Against Roman? No.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying the Fastlane tag
team.
team match. But my thing would be is that I would either end that match with them yesing it, or a jealous Daniel Bryan attacks Edge, and then it becomes a threat match. But I don't think that that's going to be the route that they go. I think I'm willing to say about 50-50 right now that and my chances could continue to raise higher as SmackDown happens tonight, that Seth Rollins... Well, I guess not. I don't know if they're going to leave Seth Rollins out of this Elimination Chamber hype. Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan is my prediction for WrestleMania. I don't think it's going to be for a title. I think it's just going to be a match. A match that we haven't seen before, by the way, really.
If we have, it's been a while.
Right. So it's a fresh match. If this is Daniel Bryan's last run, I want him to at least... Like, that's where NXT thrives, is good wrestlers face against each other and it means something. Now, we could be looking at this all wrong, and out of nowhere, Daniel Bryan is facing against Finn Balor for the NXT Championship at WrestleMania. Don't think that's going to happen. But I like I said, I'm willing to not lock it in quite yet, but I think that Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan is your WrestleMania match.
I've seen that before. I saw someone tweet that, or it was on Reddit or something.
Really? Okay.
And it makes sense to me. Like, that idea has been thrown out there. They're going to throw either Cesaro or Bryan at Rollins at Mania. And I think it's perfectly fine. As much as I want to see Edge, Balor at Mania, it's not going to happen. It's going to be Edge and Roman. And, but seeing Cesaro, Roman on Sunday, as brief as it might be, I like that. I like the idea of that.
I like the idea of it, too. But don't tease us too much, WWE, with this thing.
Right. So, with all that being said, Nick, did we miss anything during the show?
I don't think so. I think that we covered everything. Naya's hole is A-okay. I think that hey, we kept this episode short. We talked a lot of stuff. Like,
yeah, floating around an hour and a half. Floating around
MSK, love their match. And I didn't do it, so I had to. But it's just like I think that, like, you know, this week was a chill week. I think that, you know, we had some fun topics. And if you guys out there have any topics that you want us to talk about, drop a comment in the comment section below. Hit a like button, hit a subscribe button. Let us know what you think of the show. We appreciate you so much. I am L.A. Nick Mulbach.
And I am Chris Chamberthany. I can't even say my own name today. Chris Chamberthany Lopez. Thank you so much for watching. We are the Kids at Heart. And we will see you guys next time. Adios!
And that's the bottom line. Cause